Welcome to the top 8 of the Meta Weekly plus Grand Finale and Top Deck List. All that great stuff by watching as long as you can, even in the background, liking, commenting, subscribing. It greatly supports these videos, and it's why we keep on uploading them. With that said, Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
So the Astral Negate, and I already got what I need, mate. So we're going to have to get lucky with the regular Purrelys to make this a working hand. We're gonna have to summon regular Pure. Well, no, we're not gonna. We can't. Oh, you know, set Ash to activate Delicious Memory seems bad, and it maybe would be bad to do so. But that was our only play. Set summon, activate Delicious, summon Purrely. Purrely hit the random quick play. Quick play, discard Nibiru or Bystial. Then we go into, I think we have to do another Purrely. And then that other Purrely has to hit. And then, yeah, it just does not work out. With the My Friend Purrely being a card that's already negated, not giving you another quick play, we could not have turned this into an X Purrely nor. Lubellion for the Magna Hut. We have our Ringo Worm. What the heck are we doing with that? Ringo Worm into Striker Dragon. A lot of people have put off the use of Ringo Worm because it says you need a non-effect monster to special summon it. Well, normal summon it, or mill it, or discard it. Now we got Romulus. Romulus, do we negate with the Ash, or do we negate? We can't negate, it got chain link blocked by the Serenir. Do we negate the Ravine? Ravine, discarding a card to send the Absol Router. You could negate the Absol Router. We have Magna Hut banishing the Striker Dragon. Come forth, activating to grab a dragon during the end phase, tributing for the Lubellion. Lubellion is not ashable here, but you're getting Nibiru before you set up a branded Speller Trap into the back row. Now, we're still cooking. We're still good. We're still fine. We could discard a card. No, we're done. We're done cooking. The cooking is over. Ash and Nibiru, both of them being used, both of them needed to stop our plays. Now, Imperm in the column of the My Friend Purrely with that Nibiru on the field. Perfect. We're going to easily negate that. Activate. Negate. Now we can start popping off with the Delicious Memory. We could go Lily into search for Purrely. And then Purrely. Yep. And then we got to hit it with the Purrely. No, we're going right into Leap. We didn't want to try to get lucky. Okay. Yet equipping into the Plump. I mean, what's like this really going to be doing? You know, it's pretty good still. It's still pretty good. Yeah, leaping into this, okay. Yeah, sure. It's a lot more consistent. It guarantees the X Purrely nor. It's a lot lower risk. Max C in the draw phase, ready to get leaping within the standby phase. We had nothing else to equip from either player's graveyard. Yup, it looks like that was the case. We have the X Purrely nor with the spin, spinning that Druid Swarm back into the deck you go. And now back into our hand. Druid Swarm targeting our own card. We could spin that card or just spin the Druid Swarm. You are under Max C, so maybe I'm okay with all of this special summoning. Do we spin Lubellion before it sets up? Nor before being sent to the graveyard. We're going to be sending the Ravine back into the deck, not stopping Lubellion from setting up a branded Speller Trap from the deck. My Friend Purrely being triggered off of you dealing with our Exceed. We're going to be adding one card in the graveyard back to our hand, setting up a branded beast, and then realizing we don't really have any further good plays. Scoop it up. Okay. Tournament players are abiding by a time limit, not just within the game, but also the match in total. So wasting time is not a good idea. We are starting off with Griffin not activating Max C because they could have a Gamma. Finger the Roach stopping you from stopping me from special summoning? I do not think so. We have Monster Negate, Omni Negate, Negate a Monster, yes, and Beast pop a card. Let's go. Or disruptions, can we play through it? Disruption number 1. We got 3 left. Negate the My Friend Purrely. We now have triple tactics talent that could take control of a disruption. Taking control of the Borland. Now we have 2 disruptions. Pater is going to negate the Lily. And now we have just 1 disruption. Just the Branded Beast. Gonna link this off into Relinquished Anima. We have to destroy the Anima. We put our Borreload into the Anima column. Ain't no way. And we're gonna use the Happy Memory to protect the Anima from destruction, protecting it, thus allowing us to suck up the Borreload. We have 0 disruption left. Let's freaking go. Oh my gosh. Yoink. Damn. 3K35. Unfortunately, we have to give back the Borland unless we link off with it, making an Azalea. Azalea does not have enough spell cards to stay on the field, so she'll die to take out the Branded Beast. Very nice play from OGBG. Boot Sector launch going to be no good since the opposing player has no monsters to summon our Rockets in the Grave. We're going to be grabbing our Rite of Erismere. I mean, damn, we have the full... No, we have Griffin in the graveyard, so it's not full combo. Token to the face, activate the launcher just because we launching. Okay. Happy Memory plus a card to discard. We got this. It is over for Dragon Link. This is a 2-0 victory. Do not forget Purrely. It is still a top tier deck. Let's do it. Fateful Adventure being triggered to grab the Draco back, which will protect the token from being destroyed by battle the first time it would be destroyed. We got the Purrely Beauty. Beauty is going to be sucking up the field spell. Thank you very much. And then we're just ending. All right, so we're going to be able to Purrely Leap and also be able to negate. We're going to chain to the Draco back, turning it into an X Purrely Nor, which will give us double spin. Cannot ash this. No part of this is ashable. Alrighty. To defense, now back to you. We got Sleepy Memory, which we could send to the graveyard to suck up a card in the field, taking the Fateful Adventure, swinging in to make a Zeus, because the X Purrely Nor is going to be spun back into the extra deck during the end phase. Get Zeus'd. Zeus is here with 6 material, triple field wipe. You could wait for the Draco back to activate, then get wiping. Wipe it up, it stops the resolution of the Draco back, it being a continuous spell. Quip card, that is. Okay, we're going to be making the black metal, searching for the Red Eyes Darkness metal. Do we wait for the Red Eyes Darkness metal to then send it to the graveyard? Or do we send the Striker Dragon now before the Red Eyes Darkness metal is summoned? We're going to pop ourselves. Now, if we chain wipe, let's read this. Do you get to add still? You can target your monster in 1 rocket, destroy, and if you do, add. You're not going to be doing it, so you're not going to be adding. Let's go, let's go. Send to the grave. It just like that. 2-0 with Purrely. Thanks to Anima sucking up the Borreload. That really did cost the entire game. You could not put your important monsters right behind the extra monster zone against Purrely. Any deck with level 1s, they will make the Anima. Plunder. Runick versus Mannadium, Kashtira, Thunder Dragon. Let's get to it. Now, what is this? Runicks don't have battle phases. Yes, they do. You could special summon Gary in the battle phase to swing in. Now, unfortunately, Colossus has this clause where if it were to be destroyed, it does not be destroyed because it banishes a Thunder instead. So, you know, it's a good idea, but it's not going to really work out. We got 1 Thunder. So, Gary die. Gary tried, did not even try to pop the Colossus, knowing that it would not work. Got blue special summoning if we have a Plunder, linking this off into the Mowork. Mowork is going to be able to banish the Colossus off the field, but it's not because Droplet will negate. Damn. We can't use the Water Enchantress to search for the Adventure Engine. We can't add because of Colossus. Golden Hair discarding a special summon. By discarding the Whitebeard, it will activate the special summon a Plunder from the deck. We're now going to be making a Blackbeard, but we do not have a Plunder card to discard. We're going to be equipping onto the Mowork with the red being sent to the graveyard. We're going to be special summoning a Jord. Now, Jord is going to be adding a Plunder in the graveyard to our hand, setting itself up into the back row, summoning a light token onto each side of the field, and then do we Droplet summon Huggin, discard Whitebeard, a Whitebeard summon from the deck, but all of that is illegal because Colossus. We instead do have the Mowork. Mowork, discard Whitebeard, banish Colossus, and then we could summon a red or a Whitebeard, and then we could pop off from there. So this is anyone's game. Let's see, let's see. We do have that banish. And the Mowork will also be able to search for another Plunder card that could be discarded. Focus up. When do we do it? When are we forced to do it? Chaos Angel's not protecting the Colossus. It was not used with a light. It is banishing the back row Runick golden droplet, and we are going to use it right here, right now, banishing the Colossus, chaining the droplet to come forth and summon a Gary. Are we going? We can't. Yeah, maybe Huggin actually, because the Colossus will be gone. We can still discard the Water Enchantress. The Chaos Angel is affected by monster effects, and now Whitebeard's going to trigger. Regained will trigger. Regained will trigger, and then Whitebeard. Whitebeard will go into what here? It could go into a Liss. It can go into a Jord. Baldrake's going to summon before we get our Whitebeard effect resolved here. Okay. So let's see what we summon. Whitebeard into the red. Red could get summoning. There's no water in the graveyard, so we can't go into Blackbeard into another card here. Mowork already activated. It's hard once per turn. Huh? We didn't even try? Could we summon Liss? Liss, summon. Liss, monster, negate. Liss, maybe special summon. Baldrake's annoying to deal with. Yeah, yeah, Baldrake would banish your Liss. Liss would have to negate the Baldrake. Yeah, I guess. All right, let's hop into game 2. Tip, get randomly banishing after searching, summoning our Huggin, discard to get searching for our one of Fountain, making the Coral Dragon here. Black Eye is going to special summon itself onto the field by returning a Plunder in the graveyard back to the hand, now making our Blackbeard. Blackbeard is here, and if we discard Dark to add Dark, then we could summon a Mowork. And we're not playing around that. We are doing exactly what I said. We are summoning that Mowork. We're also going to draw a card, maybe drawing into a Plunder card. That's exactly what we wanted. We do have the ability to banish a monster by discarding our Plunder. Okay, but we don't have a Whitebeard in the hand. Rebellion, discard to add Magna Hut. We got the field spell to search for a Vsauce or a Mannadium. Magna Hut banishing our own Dark. Dark is going to activate to search our deck for a Thunder Dragon. Magna Hut's going to chain link block it from the Ash. Could have been a good Ash here, actually. Grabbing Hawk. Hawk could reborn. We're going to be sending our Magna Hut to summon our Lubellion. Lubellion will set up a branded spell trap into the back row, which this could have been an opportunity to banish it before it does that. We got Meek. Pop the Meek. Mowork, banish the Meek. Stop the summon of the Vsauce. Droplet is going to negate the banish. And we're going to chain summon. No, we're going to chain banish. Smiting Storm, banish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards off the top of the deck. Thank you for banishing my Roar, which will now trigger to summon a Thunder Dragon from the deck, which you can negate with Ash if you want. Okay. You triggered my Roar. I could chain link block the Roar from being ashed. I could chain link block the Meek from being ashed. So we're going to summon from the deck, summon from the grave, and summon from the deck. These 3 zones are going to be filled. Let's go, let's go. Level 4 tuner, level 2 tuner, and whatever we summon with the Roar. There's the 2. There's our draw. There's the 4. And there is our Thunder Dragon to make our Colossus if we want. Baron Deflor is here, ready to pop a card in the field, taking out the field spell. We're going to chain Droplet, special summon Huggin, banish, which you are not going to be able to negate with the Baron Deflor. Protected from the destruction. Very well done. It's a continuous effect. Regained is going to be triggered off of your Summoner the Huggin, summoning the Magna Hut, as we now turn this into a Chaos Angel, banishing the field spell. That's it. The field spell's gone. You're limited to 1 field spell, is forever gone. This is big. We talked about this when the card was limited to 1 in my banlist video. If you had any way to banish like Chaos Angel, it's gone for good. As we now make Light Heart. And you can see why the deck is strongly affected by Max C. There's a ton of special summoning here. Baron to floor, negating the Ash Blossom as we attempt to search for the field spell, which will search for a Scareclaw. Arrival could reborn the Vsauce or special summon a Scareclaw from the grave. With 3 monsters on the field in defense, including the opponent's mons, we could pop any card in the field. And we pop, and we had nothing to search. Protected due to Slumber the first time it would be destroyed. Pop the field spell, search for a different field spell, which will search for a Vsauce. We're not actually playing Tearlament. We got the Vsauce here. As we now link this off into Cross Sheep. Vicious Astrolaud's coming, yes? Hawk, discard, reborn the Banished Roar, which was banished through the effect of the Runick card. Making Colossus, banishing... Bro, you overcooked. You can't trigger Cross Sheep if you have 6 monsters on the field. Popping the Mowerk, which is no longer protected, boosting up the field with the effect of the Cross Sheep. Boost up the field, 5450 attack. That is 21,000 damage, just like that. Cross Sheep boost, plus 700 if you're pointing to a Synchro. We got Lost World and Fossil Dig, preempting the Miscellaneous of the hand, so the Oviraptor does not get negated by the Ash. So you want to save the Ash for the Miscellaneous. And Maxi is a card that's keeping Dinosaur in check. This is why the deck could be fully unlimited in Master Duel and still heavily restricted in the TCG. Pankratops is also unrestricted, interestingly enough. Now the token is still going to be maybe doing something. The opponent cannot target any monster in the field except that token. Do we do anything that targets though? We'll see as it happens. Altair to our hand here. Lyrin searching for the Sky Bridge, which could summon a monster from the deck. As we now make Caduceus. Caduceus could banish a card from the deck to copy its effect. We're going to be copying a nuke to send Altairan from the deck to the graveyard, then reborn it from the grave to then pop the field spell. No longer making it so we have to target the token. M7, which will rank down into a Deltaros. Deltaros can attempt to pop the Oviraptor, but the Miscellaneous can protect it from, nope. All right, we're gonna Magna Hut banish the Oviraptor, come forth and summon Activate, and just like that, we do not have lethal damage. I guess our Misk would have been called by anyway. Within the battle phase, summoning 1800 from the deck, a nuke sending from the deck to the graveyard to then lethal damage. We just, Max C1, yeah. We got Max C. Dinos cannot handle the Max C. Let's go. Oh my gosh, it's Max C again. Great. Just great. Miscellaneous, get banishing, playing around Gamma. We're like, we know that Max C wins the game. Do not let them Gamma. And now we hit him with the Max C. So we may change our mind with the Petite and not summon, we're going to be going to Pankratops. There'll be some disruption here. Quick effect, pop a card. We got Magna Hut banishing the Archosaur within the end phase, then end phase search for a Lubellion. Now, it's only fair that if you Maxi me, I Maxi you. But can we put up lethal damage even under the Maxi? Chaining Maxi to the search of the Lubellion. Now, that could be questionable unless he did not want him to chain the Bestial to another effect, a special summon, to then sneak it onto the field. In that context, it does make sense. So you would then Maxi to the Vega, they then chain the Druid Swarm to the Maxi. Lyra activating from the hand, also special summoning an additional Tellarknight onto the field. Lyra searching our deck for Constellar Tellarknights, which could summon a Tellarknight from our hand or graveyard. As we now exceed this, not exceed, but synchro into Chaos Angel on summon banishing the Pankratops. It is unaffected from the Pankratops, so we're going to pop the Sirius instead. Wipe it out, but the Constellar Tellarknights will reborn. We're at 4,700 damage. Summon from the game. Grave, 6,300. Summon from the hand, over 8,000 damage. And even without activating Ash, we couldn't Ash. There was nothing to Ash. Lethal damage. Damn. Back-to-back Max C. Let's get to it. This is the pure Mikanko deck that does not want to go first. Sending Garura with the Nadir Servant to draw a card here. Maximus banished, and then send 2 more. reset Ash because we have double Ash. So our entire field that's face up of Mikanko cards are completely untargetable. The monsters cannot be destroyed by card effect nor by battle, but the back row cards could suffer from non-targeting destruction. Now that we got that out of the way, what's the actual disruption? Purification could spin back an opposing monster through targeting it if they special summon. We could use Rivalry to negate or take control of a monster. We have Ohime that could do nothing. We got 2 disruption plus Ash. That's pretty much it. Let's go. Then rear, it can't target the back row nor the monsters here. Rivalry to... Oh, this is really interesting. This could mess things up. As long as you control the monster equipped to this card, as this is equipped onto our own monster, your opponent cannot use the effect of a spell, trap, or effect monster that targets one monster except the equipped card, but you can't target the monster because Hewley's making it untargetable. Thus, you can't target monsters. That's it. Can't target. Yep. Including... So, what does Vanquish Soul target? Their own monsters. You can't target your own monsters because you got to target Ohime. So Borger and Caesar can't be summoned unless you make Rock of the Vanquisher. Does this shut them down? Column wiping the Ash. The other monster indestructible. Making the Rock. Rock could summon the Caesar. Caesar could non-target destroy one of the back row cards here. Jiaolong revealing 2 fire. Oh, shoot. Couldn't the Kurikara just tribute over Ohime? Now, because we're not targeting a monster, and we're not targeting a Mikanko card, which is untargetable, we can target the Meta Silver to banish it. Ohime equipping the Axe of Fools onto the Fenrir, reflecting 3,400 damage. And as I said, we had the Kurikara. Kurikara in main phase 2, Rivalry being triggered to add back an equipped card in the graveyard back to our hand. We can now target our own Vanquish Soul monsters to summon our Borger or our Caesar Valius. And at 4,600 life points, this is not looking good. We're going to be revealing for the burn damage here. Caesar Valius returning the Borger back to the hand to come forth and summon. Now we can pop a card in the field non-targeting, which will have to be the water, because we can't destroy the Hewley. It's indestructible. Pop the water. Now we could target the Hewley, if we want to, with Unicorn. This is all main phase 2. Unicorn, discard, goodbye to Hewley. Back into the deck you go. Now, 4,600 damage. That, if we get 2 Mikankos, we could reflect 4,400 damage. We're 200 damage off from lethal, so we're going to need some extra help to win this turn. Meta Silver onto the Rock of the Vanquisher. Okay, so if Rock summons a Vanquish Soul, you then can't target that Vanquish Soul. This is the thing, you have to understand the columns. The Maximus is a card with an ignition effect. It can only be activated in the open game state. Thus, the Raisin could wipe it out before it activates, so the correct way to summon it would be in this column. All right, let's resolve. Ash is negating the search. And we're going to destroy Maximus before you get to send 2 cards, which could have been the Herald of Arc Light to then search a card. Nadir, not Nadir, but Nadir sending Entis, popping a card in the fields, taking out the back row, Book of Moon Flipper. We got Mikanko Dance, Reborning Ha-Ray, Ha-Ray searching for an equipped card from the deck here. Got the Fire Dance. Can't summon Borger. Water onto the Unicorn, spinning it back in the extra deck. Now we're going to use the Maximus effect, sending the Herald Arc Light and the Farigit. So we're going to draw a card, return a card, search our deck for the Ohime. Draw Imperm, get rid of it, get that crap out of here. We got Ohime to search for another card, plus discard after searching. The Ritual spell. This could... It burns. It burns. It's going to burn. It's going to summon... Destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of equipped cards with different names in your graveyard, non-targeting destroy. Inflict 1,000 to your opponent for each card destroyed. It's interesting. Okay. We're going to Borger. Wait, how do we Borger the Raisin if there's a Meta Silver? As long as you control... You have to control the monster equipped. This does nothing. Maximus being used. Wow, that's a Maximus used for the ritual summon of a card that's rarely used. I like that combo. That works out. How many equipped cards we have here? 2, pop 2, burn for 2k. Whip from the graveyard, Purification. Ceremony sending from the deck to the graveyard. Isn't this any equip card, right? The ceremony? No, a Mikanko card, that is. Okay, so we didn't have game by sending a double edge and equipping it. So the Ohime could be targeted. It's indestructible, though. You can equip a card from the graveyard, though. That card is going to be the Rondo. By equipping Rondo, we didn't have a Caesar. We didn't have a Borger. We had to chain it to the equip just like that. We now have control of the Raisin. And we couldn't chain the Raisin effect. Well, we got Pantera, though. Pantera is going to work out. And we're going to return back the Raisin and the Pantera back to the hand through the effect of the Purification Dance. Very well done. Mikanko Dance, reborning the Hewley from the graveyard, but all our monsters are at 0 attack. We can't just attack into an open field for game. Now, all of our Mikanko cards are untargetable. You can't target your own monsters with your effects because we have the Meta Silver. So we're thinking that if we just don't put a body on the field, we win, right? Well, at least they can't win because they can't reflect the battle damage. But to counter that, there's 2 ways to counter it. The double-edged sword to attack directly, and the fire card. Which one is it? It's this one. Fire Dance could reborn a monster from the opponent's graveyard onto the opponent's field in defense, then you could swing into it. We're not going to play this game forever where we just don't commit to the field. We are now committing. Jiaolong is here. Come forth and summon. Reveal double fire. Or no, reveal 1 fire to change a battle position, interestingly. Stake your soul, summoning a dark from the deck. Are we going to burn? No, we're drawing. We got Small World, linking this off into the Rock of the Vanquisher. We cannot summon Caesar Valius. It's illegal to target one of our monsters to summon. Now we're going to be equipping Axe of Fools onto the Rock of the Vanquisher. Our entire back row is used. Nightmare Phoenix here will draw a card after discarding to pop a back row, taking out the Meta Silver, drawing into a Maxi. We're Small World banishing Raisin to grab a Jiaolong. Okay. Then we're ending the turn. The Axe of Fools is still on the Rock of the Vanquisher, negating it as long as it's equipped. Burning for 500 every turn and reflecting 2,000 battle damage just like that. We are scooping it up, taking this into game number 2. Exciting duel. I like this a lot. Reinforcement of the army. We do have Imperm. If you Imperm this, and they have a Caesar or a Borger in the hand, which is about 5 cards. It's 4 to 5 cards that could completely stop the impermanence. Didn't have it. Baguska? Baguska it is. We are Bagusking, which very easily gets outed by the water. Water, spin it back, and we could Fire Dance Reborn from your graveyard if we want to. Nadir Servant sending the Elder Entity Entis, which could pop the back row. Back row be gone, which was a bluff. Water onto Baguska, as I said. Return it back in the extra. Summon the Hugh Lee. Get triggered. Search for the trap. Our Mikanko cards cannot be targeted now. Diviner Send from the extra deck to search for the Ohime. Ohime search our deck probably for a Ceremony. We actually... Wait, do we have game here? We do not have game. We need the Mikanko Dance. Okay, I think we have game. No, because we Nadir Servant in. We need Mikanko Dance on the field, and we need to not activate Ohime to do so. So you would get Hewley in the graveyard, reborn it with the Dance, and then equip the sword, then swing, then return back, then equip it with Ohime, then attack for game. So Nadir Servant is why we don't have it. Rivalry. Wait. Keck, wait. The Rivalry triggered to... The Mad Lad discarded Rivalry after searching it with the Hewley to get it in the graveyard to add back the Mikanko Dance by sending it to the graveyard with the Ceremony. Thus, we have lethal damage. We got it. We actually got it. Oh, please do not surrender. Mitchell, I love you, buddy. Don't do it. Burn for 2, 2k, return back into the grave. Ohime, equip, attack again, double 2k, 8,000 damage, turn 2, open field, lethal damage. That is the way. Damn. Ohime, grabbing the Ceremony. Purification Dance now in the graveyard here. That's going to be a decent card to be playing for our turn 1. All right. Ceremony, sending from the deck to the graveyard our water, which we can equip onto the Ohime to return the Ohime back into our hand to summon from the deck as we get Max Seed. Ash is going to negate the Max Seed. We got double Ash here, so it's okay. Now we can triple Tactics Talent. We can look at the hand or draw 2 and get negated by Ash. What do we do here? Purrely, searching our deck for a trap as the Ash now negates. Now we could safely draw 2. The Purrely is untargetable from the impermanence. Our other Mikanko cards also cannot be targeted. And now it is time to look at that hand, dealing with the Sky Bridge, returning it back in the deck as it could summon a Tellarknight from the deck by returning a Tellarknight you control. And just like that, we have regained plus a dead Magna Hut with no light or dark in either player's graveyard to banish. Imperm completely dead too. We're not able to use it on any... Well, now we can actually. Well. Hare get negated from searching for an equip. The Purrely no longer protecting it from being targeted. We can just normal summon the Purrely if we want to. Ohime searching for the Ceremony, discarding the Purrely as the Ceremony will send a Mikanko Dance to reborn it from the graveyard. And the Ohime can equip the Purification, which could then spin back a special summon monster back to the opposing hand. We're going to be using Preparation of Rites to add the Mikanko Kagura in the graveyard back to our hand, not sending a Mikanko Dance. What are we doing here? Huh? Are we synchroing into Power Tool Braver Dragon? What the? Equip 3 cards. What the? We're gonna put the monster in a defense to then what? Get the Dance in the graveyard to then reborn the Purrely from the grave to then search for a trap? What is going on here? Mikanko Kagura tributing the field to then come forth and summon Ohime from the hand. Popping the Branded Regain, burning for 1,000, attacking for 45, reflecting 45 onto both players as the double-edged sword is then sent to the graveyard, equipping onto the Ohime for game. What the heck are these plays? Double-edge sends itself to the graveyard when you double reflect the damage, right? Both players take damage. If you take 2,000 or more damage, you have to send this card to the grave, which you then re-equip with the Ohime. Ain't no freaking way. Damn. That was just game 1. Sorry, I have the scores incorrectly. Game 1. Boom. Tellarknight does have the ability to completely skip the opposing player's turn by doing what we did not do turn 1. Oh my. Preparation of Rites, searching for our Ohime. We do have Called by the Grave, which could do something. I guess the Entis is not going to be banishable with the Maximus, so Maximus will struggle to get summoned here now. That's kind of decent, being able to banish it. Begun Entis. And we could return it back into the extra to draw 1 with the Regained. Get that free draw, maybe drawing into a hand trap, or, okay, Max C. Ohime into the Ceremony. Will we draw off of the Maxi? I do think so. Ceremony. We do have the normal summon with the Ohime for the Power Tool Braver Dragon. And the Gamma is going to negate the Maxi. Do we have, let's say, Excel Stardust Dragon, the Excel Synchro Stardust, which then goes into a Baron to floor, which we could then normal summon Ash with the Ohime to make a Power Tool Braver Dragon, right? No. We overcooked. We cooked too much. We don't have a good level 8 synchro. Tribute someone for Maximus. Is that better? Huh. Elder Entity, Entis being sent to the graveyard with the effect of the Maximus. It is not a hard once return. Get poppin'. We're Nadir locked. Okay, I keep trying to cheat with Nadir. I'm sorry. I just want a special summon from the extra deck when activating this card. To be fair, I think maybe Konami should have something, like maybe a little icon here, like you're locked out of the extra. They do have that on the field where if you're locked out of normal summoning, you're locked out of, out of special summoning in general. Come forth and summon. We got Hare searching for the Purification, which will return a special summon monster back to the hand. Let's go. There's something in Magic the Gathering also where you gain an effect and it is off on the side. You could apply a lingering effect for the entire duel. Like, let's say every time you play a land, you draw a card, and it will be on the screen for you to click and read whenever you want. So lingering effects should be shown. Konami, let's do that. Oh, put like chains on the extra deck, you think? Diviner into the Impermanence Negate. You're not going to be able to send from the extra deck mate. Now what? Also negating the water. Maximus banishing the Entis to come forth and summon. I'm really liking the Dogmatica engine in this deck. It was still kind of recent where Nadir Servant has become unlimited. Garura drawing a card. Herald of Arclight searching our deck for another Ohime. Okay. Ohime searching our deck for a water that is not negated as we discard the other Ohime. To battle we go. It could put up a little bit of damage here. Nothing too crazy. Down to 2,500. This is a scary range to be in. Water returned back to the Diviner. Hugh Lee not searching for a trap. We do not have a trap. Rivalry in the graveyard. Reinforce, Ash, negate, no called by the grave. We could then, with the Constellar Caduceus, if you control a Constellar, you could special summon. Otherwise, we have to normal summon, add a Constellar spell or trap card from your deck to the hand, which you already had one. We could then use the Sakitama to additional summon, making Caduceus. Caduceus could copy the effect of a monster from the deck, returning 2 cards in the graveyard back into our hand, banishing the Anuk to send Alteran from the deck to the grave, regained, returning it back into the deck to draw 1 card here. And the Alteran is going to be triggered potentially. Okay, we got M7. Could use the Constellar Tellarknight. Making Zeus. That is a fat Zeus. Wiping up the entire field. We have 1 more wipe after that as we then follow up with the Constellar Tellarknights, reborning from the graveyard our Constellar Diamond, turning it into a Deltaros. This is all main phase 2. Alteran reborning from the graveyard. What are we doing here? What the heck? Making Isold. Deltaros, when sent to the graveyard, will special summon a monster from the deck, which will probably be Altair, which will reborn a monster from the grave. Adding a Lyran, which cannot be special summoned this turn. That's the Altair, as I said, reborning the Deltaros from the graveyard, which is not a hard once per turn. Making Apollo USA, triggering the Deltaros again to reborn another monster from the deck. Triple monster negate. Summoning Deneb. Deneb search our deck for a Sirius, which we cannot get onto the field here. So we have field wipe. Triple monster negate. Maxi, which we drew into from the regained. Maxi in the draw phase. We're going to Nadir Servant, locking ourselves out of the extra deck. We're going to send the Aggregator, which will negate a monster on the field that the Apollo USA can negate. Negate! Now we can thrust. It is time to thrust a TTT into our hand, yes? Thrusting the Preparation of Rites. Summoning Diviner, which could get negated by the Apollo USA. Double negate down. 1 left plus a full field wipe with the Zeus. Following up with the Tellarknight Skybridge, summoning Altair from the deck, activating to reborn a Deltaros from the graveyard. As the Ohime now using up the 3rd and final monster negate, attempting to search the deck. What can we do now? Maximus banishing an extra deck monster from the grave to come forth and summon. We can now send 2 extra deck monsters from our deck from the extra deck to the grave, but the Zeus is going to wipe it up before it activates, triggering the Deltaros to summon a Vega. Vega summoning a Sirius. Sirius drawing a card by returning 5 cards in the grave back into the deck, triggering the effect of Alteran to special summon itself from the grave. Right? And when special summon, it can pop cards on the fields. Pop in the Zeus? Did we have to pop Zeus? Did we want to pop Zeus? It was optional. Okay. We are going to exceed into our Caduceus, returning 2 cards in the graveyard back into our hand. 4,200 damage to the field. If we BM in with that. We're going to be copying the effect of Deneb, searching for a nuke. A nuke on summon, send a card from the deck to the graveyard, trigger the Lyran to come forth and summon from the hand. 6,000 damage in the field, turning this into 72, giving us enough for lethal damage here. Banishing for the Magna Hut, which also gives us access to a Chaos Angel. And just like that, over 9,000 damage, taking a Game 2 victory, pushing this into a 3-duel match. Now, Mikanko is surely going to choose to go second, right? Imperm and Maxi. So I guess we're going to Maxi first, then follow up Imperm, right? Okay. Imperm, negate Diviner. And Huh? Mikanko lost game 2, chose to go first. Okay. All right. A different kind of Mikanko player. Add Ohime. Ohime will add again, adding a water, discarding a card from the hand, discard the dance. Dance can activate from the graveyard to reborn a Mikanko if we can get one into the graveyard. Water, return any monster on the field back to the hand to summon a Mikanko from the deck. Purrely, when equipped, will search for a trap. The trap will be able to negate a monster or take control of a monster. That should surely help us. Special summon Thrasher, normal summon Altair, trigger the effect of Lirin, special summon from the hand to then search for the Sky Bridge. As you now accede into Caduceus, which could copy an effect of a Tellarknight from the deck. So we're going to Meta Silver. Will this really work? They can't target monsters? Okay. Maybe this is just locking them down, right? They cannot target the Mikanko cards, and they can't destroy Purrely by battle or card effect. What's the play? Just Zeus. Just Zeus! I'm gonna Zeus! Okay. Non-target, send the field. Should we have equipped Axe of Fools or Rondo to take control instead, potentially? Rivalry, adding the water in the graveyard back to the hand. We have Constellar, Tellarknight, reborning Caduceus from the grave. To then rank up into Constellar Diamond. To then turn it into a Deltaros, which is not Disruption. Huh? Masquerina. Okay, that triggers the Deltaros to summon Altair, which will summon from the graveyard to make an indestructible by card effect Apollo USA, right? Hold up. We're skipping too many steps. First, we're going to make I Sold. Triggering Deltaros again. I Sold, add a monster that cannot be summoned. Okay. Add Lirin just for the next turn. Deltaros summon from the deck a nuke send from the deck to the graveyard. Alteran. We're going to Skybridge, return the Anuk, summon Sirius, return 5, draw 1. When do we Apollo? Sirius is being... Okay, we're chaining to the Sirius, the Alteran to summon itself onto the field here. Very good. And this is the Apollo, but not yet. But wait, there's more. Ptolemy. Ptolemy could turn into the... Wait. Oh, you do have it. You have it. It is here. It could be Pallades. Pallades quick effect, spin any card on the field back to the hand. Masquerina could link off into a Unicorn, or could go into the Apollo USA. Let's go. Yeah, Pallades, I think, is the way. Diviner, send Herald. Herald, search our deck. Call by the Grave, negate. I do think that was a Jabate. We already had Ohime in the hand. Okay. When do we do the thing? When do we summon the Pallades? Mikanko Dance is going to be summoning Purrely. Now, Mikanko cards cannot be targeted by the Pallades. Making Power Tool Braver Dragon. Power Tool Braver is going to be equipping 3 cards from the deck. And the Ptolemy is going to be making Pallades to target any card on either field to return back. We're going to chain Masquerina link off into what? Oh my Jesus, the entire field into a goddess. Do we still summon Pallades? I don't think so. I gotta read the card. Let's just see if it happens. No. Okay, we don't. It was a bait. I'm unaffected. You can equip onto me, but I'm actually unaffected. You cannot spin me back, and if you don't spin me back, you don't get the summon. And you tricked me to maxi. Thanks a lot. Great. Okay. Maybe this was bait. I feel like he's got... Wait, you still summon. You just don't spin back. It's summon, then return back, not return back, then summon. Where's that effect? It is you summon, and if you do, then return the monster, return back to the hand. Ain't no way. It doesn't even care. Wow. Balanced. So the maxi was correct. Everything was correct here. Even though it could not be returned back, we still summon and re-equip. Very good. And we are untargetable. Ooh, we are reflecting 6,000 damage for lethal just like that. Now, the Goddess did have the ability to negate a Fire Dance Reborning from the graveyard. It did have the ability to negate a Mikanko Dance Reborning from the graveyard, but it's also 3,000 attack on the field, thus with 2 Mikankos reflecting 6,000 battle damage. Very well done from both players here. I thought Tellarknight maybe had it with the setup of the Masquerena, the Ptolemy. It was going into Goddess the correct play. Maybe the Pallades could have potentially been better, but then I think he would have been able to summon the Hewley, making the field untargetable, stopping the Pallades from being a big deal. That was definitely very interesting. Thank you both to an incredible match here. Let's keep on going. Opening up with Purrely Sleepy Memory, summoning our Lily, searching for a leap since we already have the My Friend Purrely. My Friend Purrely, reveal 3 cards in the deck, no longer guaranteeing the Delicious Memory, which is why people are no longer playing the deck as much. You just open up with it and it's not even a problem. Come forth and summon Purrely, also a card that got semi-limited here. Randomly adding the Happy Memory off the top of the deck as the Lily equips the Delicious Memory to make the Plump. Can we chain link block the Plump from equipping the Happy? Yes, we can, and we very much need to. Chain the Bestial, block the equip, then the Plump can only go to 4 materials unless we Happy Memory summon a Purrely and randomly grab another quick play spell to equip onto the Plump, which we may miss. There we go. Triff Jr. knows the way. Chain link block the Happy, banish the Veiler, and this is it. It's random. If we miss this, we could still attempt to mill the top card of our deck for another quick play spell. So we have 2 chances. Nope. That's not it. That's not it. So we're now gonna have to make the Sylvan Princess Sprite and mill a quick play. Or, you know, we could just be happy with the Purrely Leap. We could. But I think we're still going for the... No, we're going Robin. We're okay with this. I mean, this is totally okay. It's just draw 6 cards during the standby phase. That's all it is. Draw 1, draw 2, draw 3, draw 4, draw 5, draw 6, and spin 3 times. Triple spin, unaffected from activated effects. Yep. Totally fine. Okay, so we're gonna have 7 materials. Yep. We got Veiler, we got Ash. So if you lean into the draw effect, that's where cards like Veiler are even better to put in your deck if you could just draw them off the Sleepy during the opponent's turn. Look at our hand. We got Bestials, we got Veiler, we got Ash from 0 to 6 cards in our hand, and we could spin 3 cards on the field or graveyard back in the deck, unaffected from activated effects. And if you special summon, I could return it back to the hand. And then if you special summon, I could return it back to the hand again. Let's go. 5 disruptions. We can't play through 5. There's no way. Robin, deal with that. Yeah. Back to the hand you go. I don't think so. Rykart. So we're at 4 disruptions now. Arrival. Both of them can be used. Spin it. Yeah, spinning back their normal summon. That's good. But then they could chain the Rhymeheart to pop and summon. You just spin it back again. We'll do it again. No, we're not doing it. We're letting this resolve. Okay. Because we still want to be unaffected from activated effects. Sure. Robin could spin it back. We could Veiler. Okay. Interesting. We could have Robin chain Veiler. Not Veiler chain Robin. Robin is a trigger effect, so we did pass on that. Okay. Do we spin back Durastorm? Yes, we do. Back to the hand you go. You do not make the Chaos Angel. Special summoning a Meek. Arrival Reborning. Yeah, that's the thing. If had the Nor spun back the Rykart, both Arrivals would be dead. Rykart would not be on the field. Meek would be stuck in the hand. Is it hindsight or was this correct? Our own Durastorm is going to be stopping that Rykart from being reborn as we now make a Sprite Elf. Elf could reborn the Meek and then... Okay, big enough to take out the... let's just surrender. Yeah, draw 6, spin, 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 spin. Let's go to game 2. Got no hand trap in sight. Get ready for Mannadium plays. And then, Elf is going to be reborning the Meek. Send the Elf to make Elf is a Thunder. Elf into Thunder Dragon Colossus. I don't think I've ever seen that. Okay, sure. Let's go. Well, what did we cook up here? A first turn kill. Negate monster, negate monster, negate monster. Can't add cards from the deck to the hand, and it can't be destroyed. We have negate, not negate, but destroy a monster in response to its activation. We have negate anything. We have droplet. We have about 7 disruptions, one of them being you just can't add from the deck. Let's go. My friend Purrely is dead. Lily can't add. Delicious Memory is going to be summoning a Lily. Purrely can look at the top 3, but it can't add. So you're just looking. Okay, Dispater will be destroying. And we're going to look anyway. We're just looking. Doesn't he go to the bottom of the deck? Okay, I looked, I'm done, we out, says I can't add, I'm out of here. Purrely Street, what do we have here? We have a single Druid Swarm. Will that actually be disruption? No, it will not. Now, this is the 66% chance to get the Delicious Memory that we decided, screw it. We're just gonna go right into our regular Beauty Monster Negate. We're going to equip the Pretty Memory onto our Beauty. Beauty will be able to negate, and then we can turn it into an Purrely Nor, which will be able to spin 2 cards. Druid Swarm banishing the opposing Druid Swarm, sure. We're probably going to draw into a hand trap also, maybe. We're not going to draw 2, we're just going to draw 1. Draw into a hand trap, monster negate, and double spin. So we have triple public disruption, plus a secret ash. So let's see if we can play through 4 disruptions. Rebellion is here. Beauty may negate it. Oh, we lose our... Okay, so we negate the Rebellion, and then we're going to turn Beauty into the Purrely Nor. So we got 3 more disruptions. Okay, we're going to be banishing the Druid Swarm. Sure, it's a special summon the Magna Hut. Now, the Purrely Nor does not have 5 materials, so it is affected by card effects, but it cannot be targeted due to the Purrely Street. So we have Ash in 2 spins. Magna Hut activating a search during the end phase. Reinhardt searching for a Mannadium card. We got the Meek. Meek could special summon. Nor, knowing that you could special summon the Meek, is going to spin it back. We have 2 more disruptions here. We have 1 more disruption here, just the Ash. Okay, and we didn't even need it. Purrely Street equipping the Pretty. We no longer have the quick effect to spin, but we could suck up a card in the field. Then we could just open game state spin. My friend Purrely checking for the Ash. No Ash in sight. Come to us, 66% chance. Delicious Memory. Making Magna Hut indestructible by battle. As the Lily adds a Purrely to normal summon. We're going to send the Street to suck up the Magna Hut. And then while in attack position, we're going to spin back the Rebellion back into the deck. We're going to turn Purrely Nor into... Maybe it's not worth it to turn into a Zeus. It's going to be 1 material Zeus. We got Plump. It nice and plump. With the Plump, we could suck up 2 spell trap cards from either player's graveyard, further plumping up our Plump. Grabbing a Sleepy Memory, which could further plump up the Plump. Huh? We forgot to chain Plump to the Sleepy. Are we running out of time? It is turn 3. Beyond turn 2 is always a chance to time out. We got Purrely Street. Now we are getting Plump. Equip 2 cards from either player's graveyard. Did we miss out on the equip, or we didn't even need it? Yeah, we did miss out on equip. So that is okay. Swing, swing, swing. Purrely Nor is going to go back into the extra deck during the end phase. Princess Sprite's going to build the top card of the deck. If it's a spell or trap, add it to the hand. Come to me, Pretty Memory. Activate Pretty Memory. Chain the Baldrake, banishing the Magna Hut in response to Chain Link block the Plump from equipping. Thus could not summon an Purrely Nor. Plump is going to send the Nor, suck up your monster. You stopped me from equipping a 5th material, but then what stopped me from equipping it then became the 5th equip. Could we have stopped that? There's a play where you could, if you want to use the Bestial, but not summon the Bestial, it would be in Labyrinth. You activate to banish, but then you use Stovey or Chandelier to send it to the graveyard. It doesn't summon, but it will still banish. And, you know, for this instance, it was just a Chain Link block. And we got Zeus. Zeus and Nor, triple spin, draw 2, and field wipe. Damn, Purrely is still great. Draw into a Veiler. Ash, Veiler, spin, 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 plus field wipe. 6 disruptions, spin back the field spell, stopping it from adding a Scare Claw, 5 more disrupt, just 5, plus an unaffected from activated effects X Purrely Nor. That is taking Purrely into the grand finale against Mikanko. Now, against Mikanko, this could be a really interesting duel. We're going to talk about it as the grand finale is happening. We're going to have to use the non-targeting effects of the Beauty. Does have a non-targeting effect. We're going to have to use the non-targeting effects of the Happy to spin back the back row to set up lethal plays. It's very difficult to do within the time limit, and if you're not well practiced in this matchup to do it, you're probably going to miss out on it. Let's see. Welcome to the grand finale, Mikanko versus Purrely. Yes, you could check the dates. This is the latest Meta Weekly. This is post-ban list, post-new pack. Your eyes do not deceive you. The current tier list is Branded Despia Dragon Link as tier 1 among all the community tournaments where the decks are topping, and Vanquish Soul and Kashtira at tier 2. At tier 3, Mikanko nowhere to be seen, and we have Purrely barely there. Yet, the players were able to make it to the grand finale because I was saying this earlier in the tournament, I think Master Duel is fairly balanced by being unbalanced. It's so chaotic that any deck has a chance to win. That's why Mikanko is all the way in the grand finale, in addition to it being surprise factor and people not being experienced against the deck. They don't really know the most optimal way to play against it. So what is the game plan for Purrely to beat Mikanko? They're going to be setting up with Hugh Lee to make their field untargetable and indestructible from the monsters, and we can't really battle in, right? Wrong. What we're going to have to do is, if they're not in attack position, we're going to need the Beauty, non-target, change of battle position of an opponent's monster. And then we're going to have to use the effect of the Purrely Happy. Where is it? Happiness, non-target spins the untargetable back row back to the hand, thus making the Hugh Lee targetable. So it's going to be a bit confusing, but if we focus up and play this correctly, we could win this. Also, Plump is non-target banish. So you think you're well set up with a Hugh Lee, but you're really not. The second effect of all the Purrelys do not target and will mess you up. Let's go. Grand finale. Ohime grabbing the Purification Dance, which will target a special summon monster, which the Purrely Street will make it so you can't target. So you already have a counter to that. Hugh Lee making us completely untargetable on all the Mikanko cards. Ceremony attempting to special summon a monster from the hand, being met with the Maxi. There's no way we're going to Nibiru. Nibiru is going to be discard fodder. Just forget about it. Now, Hugh Lee being triggered to search for a trap, which would turn into a monster negate or a monster steal. That's being disrupted. No negate, no steal for you. Ceremony sending the Mikanko Dance in the deck to the graveyard and did not send the Rondo. Oh, because we already have Rondo. Rondo's in the graveyard, so we could take control of an opposing Purrely when they're trying to make a play. And that is our only, well, not only, we do have the Purification Dance. So we could spin back a monster and we could take control of a monster. Can we play through it? And it's important to note that the Purrely Street will only protect us from the Purification, not from Ohime. Ohime targets the grave to non-target equip onto your Purrely, so even if the Purrely's untargetable, it will be taken control of. Memory, get rid of Nibiru, as I said. Just get rid of it. Lily grab the street, activate the street. This was really our last chance to put it back to the hand. Not that it would have been that good because we could just normal summon it, but then it will make it so they can't normal summon a regular Purrely, which they're not going to anyway here. Delicious onto the Lily, summoning a Purrely from the deck here. It's generally better. You do want to make one of their monsters indestructible by battle, and then get multiple dances with the Happy. Okay. This is where we Rondo. Non-target, Lily can't be targeted, but Lily will still be taken control of by the Rondo, stopping the Exceed. That's it. No Exceed. You don't control the monster anymore, you do not get to Exceed. Purrely, randomly, top 3 cards off the top of the deck here, and we're hitting a Delicious Memory. I mean, don't we have, like, let me think about this real quick. We Happy, swing, spin back the equip card, and then we could just make it so, and you can't be destroyed by battle. We could then swing, swing, swing. We have a bunch of damage there. We have 3 attacks of damaging the Purrely after returning the equip card back and making it indestructible by battle. Swing in. We're going to Zeus the field instead. Happy could spin back. And oh my gosh. The Purification Dance. We forgot that the street was protecting our Purrely Exceeds. Thus, he was not activating it. And by summoning a non-Purrely, the Purification Dance, finally now able to target a special summon monster, returning it back to the hand. So, you make Purrely indestructible by battle with the Delicious. You make a Happiness. You swing over. They take no damage. You spin back their equip card back to the hand. And then you just keep on attacking for game. That's it. That's it. Non-target spin back the back row. It does not target. We lost, and we're choosing to go second. I do think that means we're unfamiliar with the beauty, happy, lethal play, which I'm now determined to show all of you. Maxi, chain to the Sleepy Memory. We're going to chain Pretty Memory to special summon outside of the Maxi being resolved, so you do not get to draw off this. Then with the Sleepy itself, we just don't special summon, so no draw for you. Grabbing the my friend Purrely. And let's see if we get lucky. We are going to reveal Sleepy. Oh, we're not going for the Delicious. Okay. We have Lily equipping Pretty. Now we got Beauty for a Monster Negate. The Monster Negate could be difficult to pull off if they could get Purrely equipped with an equip card before you could even negate. We have Street equipping from the deck a Sleepy Memory, so we're going to draw 1 card during the standby phase. We're not going to draw 2 at the leap because we're going to leave it on the field for a Monster Negate. That's what I'm thinking. Yep. So you have Monster Negate, Spin, Spin, plus Veiler. We have 4 disruptions. Tis being sent to the graveyard, forcing the leap. Thus, we lose out on a disruption. So we're going to be down to 3 disruptions now. You have Spin, Spin, Veiler. The Purrely Noir does not have 5 material, but it does have Purrely Street, making it untargetable. Veiler negate Diviner. Let me just pause to say, Mikanko plays Kaijus, don't they? I have not seen Kaijus in this Mikanko deck the entire tournament. So is the new way to play Mikanko is not with Kaijus and play Dogmatica instead? Because it looks like that is the way. It gives the deck a better turn 1. So very well done from GOT Ben. I can't wait for the list. Veiler negate. We have 2 spins left. TTT, that's a non-target take. You may be untargetable, but I'm still going to take you. And there goes all of our disruptions. We got 0. Oh boy. Spin back, forcing that by being able to take control of the Purrely Noir. Did we Nadir Servant, so we can't turn it into a Zeus? Maximus, sending Garura and the Herald of Arclight. We're going to search and draw. Very well done. Drawing randomly into, wow, triple Nadir Servant, and yeah, you can't activate more than 1. So lots of dead cards in our hand here, unfortunately. We're going to be searching for the Ceremony, getting rid of a dead Nadir Servant as the Ceremony special summons an Ohime. The Noir was summoned this turn, so we can't change his battle position to attack. We're going to send a water from the deck to the graveyard, equip the water onto our own monster here, the Noir, as the Purrely searches for a rivalry to be used next turn. We now have the double-edged sword onto the Ohime, inflicting 4,000 battle damage on the open field, leaving OGBG down to 3,000 life. How do we break this field? It's very difficult here. We are going to, if we special summon, it could spin back to our hand unless it's a Purrely. The Street will protect it. We have the rivalry that could target a monster to negate or take control, but we can't target a special summon Purrely. So the Purrely Street really counters the deck. We should be able to still possibly win this. In the graveyard, the Rondo is not there to equip onto a Purrely, which is a non-target take control. So let's go. Happy, spin back water, and Beauty negates the Purrely. We made Purrely indestructible by battle. Do we have Happy in the Grave? Because then we win. If Happy's in the grave, we Happy. Purrely into the Pretty. Beauty, Happy, swing, take 2,000, return the equip, and then you win. Then you negate with Beauty, then you attack for game. Making a plump. Happy's not Happy. We don't have Happy in the graveyard. So, so much for that. And we did not summon our Purrely. That would just be negated by the Rivalry. We're going to equip the back row. Rivalry will equip onto the Hewley another equip card. This is where it gets a little tricky because then the Happy has to spin another back row card if it's giving it the ability to be protected or untargetable. X Purrely Happiness. Huh? Negate, 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 negate. It's all negated, right? All the monsters are negated, right? Detach a material, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. 4,000 attack plus 1,500 damage. Burn for 15. And it's got more than one attack if it has a Happy equipped to it. Which it doesn't. It has no Happy. We could have had multiple attacks. Oh no. We're going to send to the graveyard, equip from the back row. And now going into a Zeus, we are not going out without a fight. 7 material Zeus. We could wipe the field 2 more times. Ain't no way. Not looking good for Mikanko. The Deer Servant sending Aggregator, which will negate the double wipe Zeus from 2 wipes to 0 as we are now negated. Maximus is going to be banishing the Herald. Maximus is going to be sending from our extra deck Herald and a draw 1 plus return back. Conko's not getting hit by the ban list. This deck is safe to invest in too if you want, if you're enjoying this. Grabbing Ohime, we have the Fire Dance, which will reborn the Hewley from the graveyard to battle and swing to reflect the final 3,000 damage onto the negated Zeus. And just like that, 2-0 victory. And we are now going into the top deck list. Let's do it. For this Meta Weekly, right before everyone going on Christmas break, we have Branded Despia, Mikanko, Plunder, Patrol, what the heck, Vanquish, Soul. The game is so unbalanced that it is actually balanced. Any deck could do well in this meta. Look at any other community tournament. I've seen some other really big ones also where the top cut is just a spread of totally different decks. Play whatever you want and you'll do well in Master Duel. All right, let's get to the bottom. All right, top 16, Stun by Big Tiger of Vice. Very well done. Stun is quite popular in the Duels Cup that's happening, and a lot of people hate it. And look at that, 540 URCP. And if any of that's from the extra deck, you may as well just minus it off that because that doesn't really exist. Yeah, you don't need these extra deck cards really. So I do think, I know it's controversial and I'll keep saying it, Stun is a good new player deck. It's easy to build, accessible to play, accessible to build, get clapping, and then you can move on to another deck. Or you could be like Big Tiger and keep playing it. We have Vanquish Soul in the top 16, of course, doing very well here. This is the extra deck. Here is the main deck. You can also see the top secrets where it's needed to build the deck. Let's go again. Plunder Labyrinth. This is what I'm liking. Here's the extra deck. Here is the main. Anything crazy? I'm sad that Stovey got hit by the collateral damage of the Labyrinth ban list, which hurt the deck a little bit, but not enough to not play it anymore. So thank you, Animan, making me want to play more of this deck I already very much enjoyed. And then we have Sunshine FYB. We main deck triple Fossil Dyna, and then here is the extra deck here. You special summon your Cached Heroes, follow up normal summon Fossil Dyna, get some free wins. Why not? that is the way. And then you're sick of Fossil Dyna, just Dark Hole your whole field. That's it. Wipe it off, then going for the win. And then Saucy Senpai, 60 card. What the heck is this? What did we call this deck? A Live Twin deck. We got Live Twin, we got Chaos, we have Cupid Pitch searching for the Crow. Bestial. We're playing 3 of a brand new card here. The Fallen of Argrios. You take Albaz and the sprites, you put them together, and it's this thing that special summons. What the heck? Very well done. Good job. This is a deck I actually want to play, so thank you. Morisaki. Don't call this just a Mikanko deck. It's an Infernoble Mikanko deck. It's got a great turn 1. In fact, if you're choosing the coin flip, Murasaki's been choosing to go first with this deck. He is a mad lad. A lot of people are misplaying against the Isold. They're negating the first effect, even with Ash, well, even with Imperm, I'd say. Then you summon a second copy of Isold, activate the second effect that they did not negate because it's a hard once per turn, and then you're cooking. So very well done. Good job, Murasaki. Abomod 60 card branded Despia. Oh my, zoom in all the way out to see that nice and skinny deck list. We'll start slowly zooming down. I see the puppet. We got Maximus, which is quite interesting. 2 Quem, not 3. We, of course, have a Grass, which we could add with the Thrust. Triple Super Poly in the main deck. Not everyone is playing that. And only playing 1 Retribution, not 2. We got a Daruma Cannon with the Thrust if we get Max Seed. That's very good. And there's the extra deck. And you have a side deck in a no side deck tournament. I will make sure you did not side deck any of those cards. Very nicely done. Good job. And then we have EDJ Donnie with a 60 card branded Despia deck again. I guess Maximus is the way. 2 Quem, 1 Maximus. I think you can get away with 1 Quem in the 40 card version of the deck. Is Grass a card that may be getting banned soon? I actually don't think so. Looking very similar to the other deck, also playing Super Poly, and there's the extra deck. We're in top 16 still. Now top 8, Rosanildo Mitchell. Thank you for doing well with Vanquish Soul. Very nice, anything crazy. Zodiacs, I think they fell out of favor because Maxi sucks, you know? You're gonna activate Barrage, they chain Maxi. What are you gonna do? Special, they draw. Trident, they draw. You wanted to make a Rock of the Vanquisher, they draw again. What? Draw 3 to end on Rock of the Vanquisher and a Trident? That's not sounding good to me. And then the Zodiac, to make it viable, you're playing with a Garnet. If you draw it, it takes up your normal summon. Yeah, it's still very good. You know, going second, it's a Zeus, and if they don't have Maxi, it's great. Abin PS. We have the Nemesis Keystone, strictly for making Natura Beast because it's a non-tuner Earth to make the Natura Beast to ensure that the opponent will not be able to activate any spells. Another deck greatly affected by Maxi, but when they don't have it, you got easy wins. Very well done. Do y'all like that nuclear rocket launcher type of a meta where you have a crazy deck that's only balanced if you have Maxi? Maxi beats it, no Maxi, they just absolutely dominate you. And because of that, it turns into this 50-50 where it's a bad deck or an insane deck and nothing in the middle. And I think in the TCG, everything is more towards balance towards the middle. And then we're gonna keep on going to You Feel Rage with Dragon Link, 60 card Dragon Link and not playing Grass. The Dragon Link players are not grassing it up. Triple Ringo Worm with the Adventure Engine, non-effect monster token on the field, special summon the Ringo Worm, or just mill it or discard it, and then level 2 tuner / non-tuner token. I'm not advocating for it, I'm just expecting it. Shu with the Plunder Runick. I loved watching this deck. We are decking out fools or just overwhelming them with card advantage. Very well done. Good job to you. And let's keep on going. Lorisaur. Oh, like this is a deck. This is a deck. It is a Tellarknight deck. Bestial with the Tellarknights to make Chaos Angel. And we got Isold plays, of course, into the Apollo USA, continually triggering the Deltaros to keep on summoning from the deck your Altair and or a Deneb, and very nicely done. Good job to you. I'm surprised your deck is 40 cards. You made it all fit. You got the Maxi, Asha, and triple Imperm, plus the Bestials. A tight fit indeed. Only playing 1 Skybridge, 2 Constellar Tellarknights. Wow. And you even have room for Sakitama? I gotta look at how I built my Tellarknight deck. How do you fit all of this? Kid Arts, Mannadium, Thunder Dragon, craziness. Very nicely done. That is the main deck. That is the extra deck. We're all waiting for the new Mannadium support so that we could play pure Mannadium. Another deck where Maxi is supposed to be keeping it in check. Second place, Purrely is not dead. Just a lot less people playing it. We triple Veiler to draw into multiple copies with the Sleepy. Sleepy during the standby phase is still broken. We saw drawing 6 cards, drawing into Veiler, Max C, and Ash. Even drawing into the Bystials is good. Very well done, OGBG, plus the extra deck, a clean 40-card deck. And then first place, what the hell? Mikanko. Hopefully Dennis adds into the video. Myself lethaling against Mikanko, going second. As it is doable, you saw it. If you saw it, you saw it. If not, you're going to see it. And good job, GOT Ben. Very well done. And there's no Kaiju. Where's the Kaiju? Kaiju's are Nadir Servant and Maximus. That's 4 cards there. What else would have been Kaiju? I guess, yeah. Instead of Kaiju, with the Maximus, it gives you a good turn 1 and a good turn 2. Instead of only a good turn 2 with the Kaijus. So I could respect it. Even Gamma's quite interesting here. I don't think a lot of people are playing Gamma in their Mikanko. Very happy to see this. And seeing the lethal play with the power tool Braver, that was exciting. So good job, GOT Ben. You definitely deserve this win. Absolute insanity. Very well done to every player in the tournament. And with that said, thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. And check out the leak video and check out the weekly Twitch streams, which we also stream some of it on YouTube. We are out.